Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So I remember that I've managed to back up most of my Twitch streams that I did during my climb. If you're not familiar with what's going on, 8 months ago I started playing League of Legends. I got placed into Bronze 3 with a goal and a dream of achieving Master. And now 8 months afterwards I'm sitting here with a lot of blood, sweat and tears poured into this project, and I've managed to reach the goal. So now being able to hit Master, I thought it would be a pretty cool idea to go back in time, go to a different time when I was a worse player, and react to some of the games and just have a trip down memory lane, if you will. So without further ado, let's jump into the games. I've also seen something about seasons being like split. I don't know what that means. It says it ends in 150 days. That's about 5 months, so I guess that's interesting, because that gives me just about 5 months to get to Masters by the end of the split, which is actually kind of motivating. I might do it. Sadly, I in fact did not manage to do it in that split. It took me 8 months, so by the second half of split 2 is when I've reached my goal of getting to Master. But yeah, it's nice to see that I was very optimistic with the time span. I thought it would take me 5 to 6 months, when in reality it ended up being a very, very long 8 months of gameplay that was required. And I gotta tell you, the games I played yesterday were a lot harder than I expected them to be for the rating that I was on. It was like bronze players, and yet I was doing fine in lane every single time, but I think my overall game impact was kind of low. This indeed is true. When I started playing, when I started this project, I expected bronze players and silver players to be completely unfamiliar with how the game even works. So jumping into games and seeing them being pretty good, it actually surprised me quite a bit. I didn't expect that I was going to get owned by these players. So today what I'm looking to do, and I saw this tip somewhere, I don't know if it was on Reddit or on YouTube or whatever it was, but basically, I think it was a YouTube video actually, I remember. You want to play overly aggressively and then tune down your aggression based on the information that you get, as opposed to playing way too passively. Yeah, back then I used to watch a ton of YouTube videos about all sorts of things, and I think that what I'm referring to here is the concept of limit testing. But yeah, when I started playing the game, I focused on absorbing as much information as I possibly could. So I would click on almost every video on YouTube that I saw that I thought could give me some information on how to improve. So I would just spend hours and hours, like just watching YouTube videos over and over again, just picking bits and pieces of information that could potentially just make me play better. Or I'm going to do fine. Look, I'm gonna do better than yesterday, we'll see. One thing that stands out to me is I used to play such a wide variety of champions. I used to have, my champion pool used to be somewhere between 5 to 10 champions, I think. And I played a lot of champions such as Akshan, Yone, and just a bunch of other champs that to this day, like, I don't pick anymore. So today my champion pool is mostly just Twisted Fate, Kassadin, and Vladimir. I am definitely looking to improve that, but it's just interesting to see that as time passed, my champion pool has gotten smaller as opposed to expanding. Oh, come on. I should have flashed there, probably. Yeah, I think I could have gotten that kill, for sure. I mean, it's kind of, I know so this bad. Clip, that's why.
Just talking about playing aggressively, I think I could have killed him if I flashed.
Yeah, that was a very weird thing to do, just letting somebody recall in front of your face with 50 HP, but I guess I was just so scared of turrets back then, just getting one shot from turrets, that I was not even willing to go in and pick up a free kill. But yeah, there was just a bunch of stuff that I didn't know when I started playing, like champions' abilities. I didn't know mechanics of the game, like turret platings, plants, the scuttle. I didn't know what dragons did. Look at my face. Look at how focused I am. It's because last hitting is just so difficult for me. Even to this day, it's super hard. I can't even imagine how difficult it must have been when I started playing. Because today, one of the weakest things, I think, about my gameplay today is my last hitting. And I overall think it's just a really bad mechanic. I hate the mechanic of last hitting. This is looking a little bit dicey. I might actually end up dying here. And I think that's gonna be it.
Wait, how does he have ignite?
Yeah.
Why did I not see his
The
ignite?
unnecessary flash was a bit rough
so
there.
Bad. Wow. I lost this lane. Damn, I'm so bad.
Yeah, so it's like small details like this that you kind of miss out on when you're just starting out, like pressing tab and looking at the summoner spell your opponent is using. Like, stuff like this, it might seem very small, but it can definitely just snowball into all kinds of game advantage. One of the things I remember doing the most when I was a worse player is I would just constantly roam, and I would make incredibly bad roams just because like I said, I hate last hitting and I hate farming, so I would just constantly look to fight to kind of make up for it, and it would lead me in some really bad situations where I would fall behind or get ganked and die like you're witnessing right now.
God, I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at this game. Jesus Christ, man.
But yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna single-handedly lose this game for my team.
Yeah, definitely. Learning how to roam and roam timers is something that helped me improve so much as a player.
So far, I've only made mistakes, nothing else.
And I feel kind of sorry for myself here. But one thing that's good is the fact that I am at least managing to identify that I'm making mistakes. So as long as you can identify mistakes, you can work to rectify them. And that's kind of the process that makes you a better player. So it's nice to see that I'm able to see my mistakes here. And what do you know? Another crazy roam. Are we gonna get the kill? I guess not. I guess we're just gonna let Caitlyn walk off. Oh, okay. I think I get her here. Oh, 16 HP. Oh, that was so close. Ah, we get the Ashe, but... Ooh, that's so unfortunate. I even had Ignite, but she lived with 16 HP. Like, one of the things that stands out to me the most watching this is just how bad my mechanics are. I think I'm not confident with mouse clicks, and this is still a problem to this day. I feel like I constantly just misclick things. I feel like I use abilities on minions when I meant to use them on champions. In time it did get better, it got a lot better, but yeah, I can definitely see a lot of the just mechanical shortcomings that I'm making in this game. I think we could potentially get this kill. And yes, this should be a kill. Nice. We have a game on our hands. It's a 5-5. Yeah, one of my philosophies was always to just gravitate towards less mechanically intense champions. If you don't have to focus on mechanics or like messing up, missing skill shots and stuff like that, you can focus on other aspects of the game, like looking or setting up objectives, like focusing on tracking the jungler, tracking ganks, potential ganks that you could make, stuff like that. I think having a mechanically less intensive champion kind of frees up some of that memory space that you're using. And you can just see, I just hate those minions. There's a perfectly good minion wave in mid lane, and I just walk past it and decide to go gank top lane, giving Yasuo a bunch of plates and a bunch of gold. But I think we do manage to kill this. Or we don't manage to kill that.
That was so bad, man.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I kind of am scared to use this flash. I don't know. I feel like I could have easily just flashed there, gotten the kill. But I think I might be a little bit too greedy with the summoner spells. And again, just mechanics, that was atrocious mechanically.
The good thing is, Yasuo isn't roaming a lot, so he's actually not using his advantage.
Yasuo isn't roaming a lot, says the guy who so far has roamed 4 to 5 times in 11 minutes. I mean, at least I'm getting some farm here. So one of the reasons why I stopped playing Akshan is I could never get his hook to work. I would always just start tumbling in the wrong direction. I would always bounce off of walls, off of enemies. Can we get this kill? It doesn't seem like it. Ashe is there, so... Yeah, but I've always had a pretty good success playing this champion, so I don't know if maybe I could bring him back. I don't think that ult's gonna do much. Okay, we're just using random ults to see how much damage they do, I guess.
So far, I seem to be making some really dumb mistakes. If I could just not make those dumb mistakes and actually focus on gathering gold instead, like maybe last hitting, farming creeps and stuff.
Hey, I had the right idea. That's actually...
Like way higher rank.
I'm pretty glad I said that, because that shows that I know what I need to do.
He isn't gonna come here, is he?
Okay, we pick up a little kill. Not bad. Finally, a roam pays off.
Nice.
Finally, I managed to get a kill. Meanwhile, Yasuo has been having a buffet in mid lane. Bunch of minions, bunch of plates. I don't remember if we win this game. I mean, so far it's looking pretty good, considering I'm kind of the weakest link on my team. If I can just stop... Oh, no. Oh, I saw that coming from a mile away.
Instead of D.
I saw that coming from a mile away. Oh, man.
These misplays are like...
I knew I would hesitate there. I don't know if I could have actually killed him if I flashed earlier.
I don't know what's going on, man. It's okay, I guess this game is just me playing horribly.
Yeah, you have bad games. It's okay. You'll get him next time.
I don't think I can kill him even if I get there. So I'm just gonna push, get a couple waves, get some gold.
Is that possible? Did I just correctly hear that? I'm not going to roam in favor of taking sure gold from minions. Wow, we're already making a major improvement in gameplay. I think one of the problems I run into occasionally when I play my games today is that I feel like I don't roam enough. I feel like I might be a little bit too greedy with the waves, so I gotta still find a right balance of roaming as well as taking gold and plates. And now I'm getting some major flashback vibes. I mean, surely we will kill him this time and nobody will die. Okay, I was a little bit scared there. I mean, rightfully so, I think, considering what happened last time, but we're a bit stronger now, and it seems like it's a successful gank.
I really wanted to throw, but they wouldn't let me.
Yeah, so getting carried by the team this game, I mean, sometimes you're gonna get carried. Preferably, you want to have good teams on the games where you're playing bad, so that they can carry you and you can win. Sometimes you're gonna get good teams on the games where you play good, and you don't actually need good teams where you could have carried. And then you're gonna get horrible teams in the games where you actually needed some help from your team, so you're gonna lose a bunch. It's just the way of the league. We're getting to 20 minutes, we might see some surrendering coming in.
Well, Jax is fed.
Interesting little statistic. Bronze players actually surrender less than high elo players, which in my opinion is a good thing.
Look at the guy whining in Champion Select how he got counterpicked. Now he's doing really good.
Yeah, people, I remember this. When I was playing in Bronze and Silver, and even Gold, every single game, if I was to first pick mid, I would get counterpicked. Every single game.
HP somehow.
And
what?
After every game, I would go into the match history of the player who I was playing against, and I would look to see whether or not they were playing that champion, or did they just pick it for the first time in their life to counterpick me. And a lot of the time, they actually never play that champion. They would just first time pick something. So, give it a try. If you're in Silver, if you're in Bronze, pick Twisted Fate. I expect you're gonna see a lot of Fizz and Yasuo in your game. When I was climbing on my second account, my Twisted Fate OTP account, I remember that when I started playing, I think it was like Silver, Gold, something like that. Every single game, Fizz Yasuo, Fizz Yasuo, Fizz Yasuo. As I was climbing, Emerald, Diamond, and so on and so forth, I almost never saw Fizz. I stopped seeing Fizz at all, and Yasuo was kind of rare. So I find that quite interesting and a little bit funny. The fact that low elo players just value counterpicks so much. Okay, we're taking some objectives. Pretty nice. I think even at this point, I knew that I should focus on objectives. I actually made a video about the top 5 things that I worked on in order to climb from bronze to gold. You can go check that out. I talk about grabbing objectives, focusing on objectives, last hitting, trading well in lane.
I should have flashed. Wait, is Nasus? Yeah, Nasus is kind of fed. Oh wow.
Yeah, seeing somebody with 180 CS at 22 minutes in bronze is usually a rare sight to behold. So just farming here. I think I need about 125 gold for Blade of the Ruined King. I'm really curious to see whether I clear this wave and go back to buy the item, because that's a pretty significant power spike, Blade of the Ruined King, so getting it as soon as possible is probably the right choice. However, it seems like that's not going to be the case, and that is what I expected. Because I remember one of my biggest problems when I was... I'm kind of forced to recall here, though. When I was lower rank, is I would not base without a full item in gold.
Okay.
So if I was building Rabadon's Death Cap, I would base with 3,600 gold. That's a lot of power that I would miss out on during the course of the game because I was hoarding so much gold. But yeah, our team is quite nuts this game, so I think it's safe to say that we're gonna get carried here. At this point, I would just kind of move like you would dangle a carrot on a stick for a pig. I wouldn't actually have a strategy or anything. I would just see minions equal gold, neuron activated, go kill those minions. I had no plan, no nothing. So I wouldn't even consider that now we should have more pressure in mid lane and top lane because Baron is up. And probably being bot lane without TP is not the best choice.
And I did. I got 2 people.
But yeah, I wouldn't think in these terms. Obviously, I was bronze. Oh. Nice. I think that Caitlyn didn't even see me.
Good.
He just went for those minions as I was killing him. And it's kind of weird, because when I was in these games, they felt pretty challenging. I mean, I felt like players were pretty on point. But looking back now, like for instance that Caitlyn, like what was he thinking? He wasn't even looking at his screen.
Can't do anything. He's basically just a walking hell bar.
But I guess that's how challengers feel when they watch master level gameplay. Like, what are these guys doing? They're so goddamn bad, making so many mistakes. And us master players, or us players who reached master, I should say, we're like sweating, hitting our keyboards. This is, I'm giving it my all, 100%. This is so hard. Meanwhile, challenger players sitting back, sipping on a drink of choice, laughing at how bad we are. Oh, I do go down here.
Okay, Caitlyn.
That was a little typical
I think that's good.
monkeying around bronze fight where we're winning, our team is taking objective, and then we decide to go 2v3. However, Vayne is just so fed that she can just carry. Although this Nasus is turning out to be a pretty significant problem. However, I think his team kind of gave up, so we might even end the game here. Seems like that's gonna be the case. I don't know where Nasus went. He probably is farming a jungle camp or something.
Carried.
Yeah,
And that makes the score 3-3. So I think I'm bronze 1 now.
pretty interesting game.
So I might not get my wish. If I win one more game, I think I'm silver. And
Yeah. And that was not the case. I did not get either bronze 1 nor silver. This was a pretty interesting little game. I've found it quite amusing seeing myself from back in the day, and just seeing how much I've improved and stuff like that. So I think I wanna have another look, because I wanna give myself a chance to redeem myself, because that was kind of rough. Thankfully the team managed to carry, but yeah, let's jump into game number 2.
Now that I think about it, I am kind of sleepy.
Some things never change.
But I don't think it should matter. So Malzahar has... I know what this does now. He's a TP, so he's most likely going to play by shoving me into the turret and then maybe roaming with teleport, or he's definitely not gonna engage me head on. At least that shouldn't be his strategy. His strategy should be to just push me down or harass me through his little damage over time that jumps from minions. So my best bet here would be to find good all-in spots. It's gonna be really hard to roam. I'll be under turret the whole game.
But this is a very interesting thing, because I have this habit to this day, and I think it's a really good habit that helped me improve a lot, and I'm kind of surprised to see myself doing this when I was in bronze. I don't remember doing this, but basically what I do is in champion select, I create a game plan the way I want to have the lane unfold, and I make assumptions about how the opponent wants to play and how I want to play, or and how I should play, and according to that you kind of develop a counter strategy. So you heard me there, I said that Malzahar probably wants to not engage me, he wants to push and potentially roam. He's running TP, so his 1v1 is going to be a lot weaker than mine. And I've already started developing a strategy. Like you see, I should buy Noonquiver so that I can clear minions faster, so that I can match his roams, or that I don't miss CS under turret. So I'm very happy to see this. This stream, before this game, I spent about 2.5 hours on stream. I watched...
you can go deep ward here.
I watched a video. I learned how to ward.
Nice. Get a kill.
Like a warding guide. And this game I wanted to test out everything that I've learned. So different types of wards. And I think this is the first time when I've learned about the 120 ward.
I'm gonna try the 120 ward just to see how much info it actually gives me.
Yeah, that's a really good ward, by the way. To this day, I place that ward like almost always if I have the opportunity to. It's a bit harder in high elo because people usually defend that spot. I think Akshan is a pretty easy champion to last it with, as opposed to some of the champions that I played today, like Vladimir or Twisted Fate, before he gets a couple points into his Q. Okay, nice little attempt. I mean, at least I know enough to use my level advantage to try to get some damage in, even though mechanically I'm just so bad that I mess it up.
I'm not really scared of their jungler.
Oh, and I actually spot the jungler on the ward and decide to go and fight him. Akshan is pretty strong early game, so this might be a kill. Yeah, that's a kill.
Nice. That's a really nice ward, man. I need to do that more often.
Yeah, that is a pretty nice ward. You should give it a try in your next game if you've never tried it.
Their jungler is pissed, man.
And Maokai seems to be counter jungling because we use the
Sejuani doesn't have red buff, plus I have pressure on mid lane. Huge! Sejuani's been shut down all because I placed the ward there.
Man, I'm so hyped for that ward.
There's something to this ward. It's amazing. Yeah, it's actually really good.
And this is the time when I started, this was the game when I started loving the 120 ward, apparently.
He's bullying the Sejuani. I love it. I absolutely love it. He saw me get a kill and he's taking the advantage and running with it. He's playing really well.
I wonder how many of these players that I've been playing with are still in bronze. And I wonder how many of them are in higher ranks, like Master, Diamond,
because of the ward. I love that ward,
Emerald.
actually.
A lot of people have been congratulating me on reaching Master in such a low time.
Now he has to go back.
Like the reception has been absolutely amazing. Thank you for all the support, guys. I think you've been super positive. Some people said I should consider going pro, but I don't think Master is enough to get you the pro card. I'm sorry. Also, I remember this. I never used to buy refillable potion. I just didn't believe in it.
Doesn't have TP. Let me think.
I was like, why would I pay 150 gold for 200 health heal when I can do 50 gold for 120? Back then I didn't understand how the bounty system worked, so I didn't understand that using potions actually hurts you in the long run because of the bounty system.
Play too aggressively.
Not to mention you can actually sell the refillable for 60 gold. And something just blew my mind.
Right.
Look at my inventory. I bought a pink ward in bronze. Wow, that's something I did not expect to see when I was firing up these clips.
So Johnny's here.
To see myself buying pink wards in bronze. Wow. I need to take some notes, man. I need to take some notes from my bronze self and start buying more pink wards. But let's see if I will place it. Because buying it is only 50% of the way. So often I just buy pink wards and never end up placing them. And then just sell them for at a loss. I wish I did not cover the minimap. But I forgot to swap screens or scenes when I was streaming here. So we're just gonna have to play without the minimap. But I'm going for a little counter roam, and I think it should work. I think Malzahar is gonna get 2 kills though. But I do get to kill him here. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have ult. And nice, we revive our
I get the
teammate.
extra gold, plus I revive my teammate.
Okay, pretty nice. So far this game I'm seeing major improvements. Like mechanically still not the best. However, these wards have actually improved this game so much.
Champion does though. So that was kind of a bad trade.
Don't worry for not knowing what Aphelios does. To this day, I don't know what the champion does. I don't know how many abilities he has. I don't know how many weapons he has. I don't know what his weapons do.
There's a lot of CC on their team.
And quite frankly, I'm not ready to read a novel in order to learn what that champion does. So I'm just gonna be in the dark forever, I guess. I mean, I'm seeing some major improvement here, like I was saying. I'm using my abilities. I'm actually hitting some hooks. The warding is a lot better. I mean, it used to be non-existent, so of course it's gonna be better.
That's good. Can take the turret.
However, a lot of the time,
spirit there.
when you're playing these, or when I used to play these lower elo games, I would have games where we would be in such a good position. It would be a complete stomp, but I couldn't quite put my finger on what the reason for that was. That actually happens when you accidentally create positive macro conditions. So in this game, because I had Malzahar pushed into his turret, it allowed Maokai to roam. It allowed me to get a kill on raptors. It potentially reduced his number of roams. So this can lead to all sorts of different benefits throughout the game. So if you're not aware of the concept, sometimes you're gonna have games where you're doing super well and you can't really put a finger on why that is. And then when you learn these concepts, you kind of look back at it and you're like, oh, so that's why we had this huge advantage. So that's why we had free dragons, or we had favorable team fights. So that's why I roamed here and it worked out. Stuff like that. This is why reviewing VODs is a pretty good way to improve. You're kind of doing a little bit of self-coaching in that regard.
Maybe I could have taken that out, actually.
Because you can always think a little bit deeper, a little bit better when you're observing it from kind of an outside perspective, as opposed to being in the game.
The pink ward that I placed was actually very useful.
Oh, I placed the pink ward. I didn't even... Oh, it was in the pit. It was in the pit. Maokai's standing on it right now.
And we get a flash. This is a horrible ward. But,
Now look at this ward critic. He watches one warding video, and suddenly he's an expert. And that's another pink ward. That's another pink ward in my inventory.
Oh, my Maokai shouldn't be...
Oh man, I'm going crazy with the pink wards. You don't want to get too lost in the sauce, in the pink sauce. Then you're just gonna be down so much gold compared to your opponent, especially if you're not using them properly. Warding is definitely a skill that I think every player should work to develop, because wards make such a significant impact on the game. Like, you should think of wards as opportunities for plays to happen. So think about how many times has someone gone to clear a ward only to get ganked and killed. Like, it lets you set up ganks in mid lane, for instance. If you ward a brush, pink ward the brush, you know your enemy doesn't have a ward there, your jungler can come from the brush and gank them. So wards are playmakers. It just depends on how you use them. If you misuse them, you're down 75 gold. If you use them properly, you're gonna make a nice profit. It's kind of like stocks. Think about investing in wards.
I want to take this turret down. Does Kayla even have an item finished? Oh, she does. She has one item finished. I'm not that much stronger than her, if I even am.
That's a good way of thinking about the game. Like, here, in this spot, a player might make the mistake of looking at his score and saying, well, I have 4 kills. I have good CS. And then looking at Kale's score, which is probably negative, I don't quite remember now, and saying, well, I can definitely beat him in a fight, right? When in reality, he is almost the same level as you, and he has the same items as you. So it might not be that easy. At this point, I have 1,650 gold in my inventory. That's power that hasn't been converted. So this gold hasn't been converted into power, so I don't really have an advantage over Kale. Even though she only has 1 kill and I have 4, like the way that I improved to go from bronze to gold is I've only focused on the basics. I watched a bunch of videos. I watched a video how to ward. I've found some CS thresholds that you should have depending on the minutes of the game, and I tried to reach them every single game, or even like get more CS. I would focus on objectives and just try to learn what champions do and how to fight them. And all these little things, all these basic stuff, all this basic stuff just let me climb from bronze to gold. And it wasn't even that hard. Like once maybe silver 1 to gold was a little bit harder than the way to silver 1. But after reaching gold, the real journey began. Like that's when things started being pretty hard. I love this. This is a complete bronze moment. You have your jungler and support sitting in a brush, stacking saplings, waiting for somebody to come. I'm taking the Gromp meanwhile. People just running around the map.
Seems kind of excessive.
Going for a random Baron. Hey, why the hell not? Although we're so ahead that I don't think it's gonna matter.
No, this is
It was a bit scary for me, because once Sejuani ult is all that was keeping me from the gray screen. I think the enemy team gave up a long time ago. I don't think they're trying at this point. I love when I have teammates
hesitant too.
who, no matter what,
A little bit too hesitant.
try to win. Give it their all. I hate having teammates who are like FF as soon as they die. Like their whole team is doing good. They die once, FF, surrender. Please, I need my bottle. I'm crying. I need nappies.
Oh man.
Like those types of teammates are the worst types of teammates. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Like 3,900 gold almost. That's the amount of gold that I'm sitting on. I feel like it took me forever to learn all the items in the game and all the runes. And I mean, I obviously don't know all the items and all the runes by heart, but like the most popular, the things that you usually build. But I also use some of those apps that give you custom builds. Like you should build this item, you should get these runes. I don't use those apps anymore. I think they're a decent tool if you're starting out. However, they can turn into a crutch. They can kind of atrophy your strategizing muscles.
No, I think it's in there.
No, that word is definitely not in the brush.
I need to be careful of Sejuani ult. So I'm gonna... Okay, Malzahar showed himself, so now I can bully her.
Okay. I wish we could see that on the minimap. However, it's nice that I'm actually keeping track of the enemy team. Since 3 teammates are dead and Malzahar is somewhere else, we know that this is just a free lane for us. And man, you can see just how fed I am, just shredding that Sejuani.
Nice.
Good. That. Taking a third shot to cancel the recall, perfectly fine.
Oh man, that was so bad of me. That was so bad.
What did I just watch?
That's the first misplay today.
Oh my god. Oh, I just felt like I was in that Clockwork Orange scene where they have Alex strapped down in a chair, forcing him to watch disgusting videos.
Get out and outtrade him even. But I made that was a really bad.
Oh my god, I think I'm gonna have PTSD from that one.
It was the first mistake of today, so I'm happy with that actually. I think I'm playing solid this game.
Yeah, I've been fine. I'm just playing around. I think I've played this game way better than the previous games. You can see major improvements. And I think this is maybe one or just a couple of days in between the first game and this one. So it's a pretty major improvement for such a short period of time. And now thinking about it, it isn't even that much of a major improvement. It's kind of just snowballing from little small details, and this is usually how League works. Like, you saw that because I placed a ward at 1 minute 20, it allowed me to get the kill on the enemy jungler, which kind of made me fed and probably allowed me to get the rest of the kills and snowball the game. So you don't have to improve by a lot to see big benefits in your games. I think that's a common misconception that even I had when I started playing, is I thought that bronze, silver, gold players, I thought that these players like they didn't have hands. I thought they were playing with like one hand or something. When in reality, it's the difference between a high rank player and a lower rank player is just those small little things. Like, they do seem insignificant, like placing a ward or being more consistent, for instance. Obviously, I'm not saying that bronze players and master players are the same tier of player. I think this is something that I've heard other like good players say. They say that usually, like, you don't, when you reach a certain point in League, after that your mechanics for an average player don't get much better. Obviously, there's gonna be mechanical freak players who are just insane, but it's usually just a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of consistency, a little knowing a little bit more concepts than your opponent. This is what makes a difference, a pretty huge difference in rank. It seems like this game's probably gonna end here. We are at their base. We have a Baron buff. The score is 629. I don't really think the enemy has a chance of winning this. As you can see, I'm doing so much damage. And of course, I'm sitting at 2,800 gold, the classic. But that was a pretty good game. It was a way bigger improvement than the last game, where we've seen so many horrible mechanical mistakes.
Okay, so I think that this game was this easy only because of the 120 ward.
I would say that
difference that made completely
absolutely, that ward can snowball the game and make it a lot easier.
I was actually able to capitalize off of it, which is great.
I love how much I was invested in that ward, how much that ward actually meant to me in this game. One of the things that I found quite surprising is that even though I made a ton of mistakes that I could identify by watching this video, the thing is, all of these things feel like such minor adjustments. Like, for instance, clearing a wave before you roam, or placing some wards at the beginning of the game, or buying some pink wards, placing them properly, going for objectives, not going for random stupid roams. And there were also some pretty significant improvements that were very obvious, like very, very poor mechanics and stuff like that. But I thought that I would see myself not being able to do absolutely anything, but I'm kind of surprised that it turned out this way. So it was a nice little trip down memory lane. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below letting me know, like, if you have any thoughts or anything about the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.